Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Teflon John, coming to you courtesy of the I Am Teflon John brand. And on this episode of the Art of Reinvention Talk Show, we got my man Marty Mighty Motivation Stephens. Man, this has been a great day, man. Like I said, this is my second interview today. You know what I'm saying? We had Shaquille Cook on here, man, and now we got you. And so could you take a brief couple seconds and tell people about who you are, man?
Yeah, first and foremost, appreciate you for having me.
Anytime,
I
man.
want to get that out there. But I'm Marty Baker Stephens. Call me Marty, call me Baker. What I do professional motivational speaking, and where I teach how to create a positive mindset in academics, athletics, and in your social life, and taking that into everyday life to be able to make your life better. And I work with middle school through high school kids, even sometimes younger than that, if it calls for it. We do mentoring, New Bedford mentoring in Bedford. Like again, we work with middle school, high school kids, even college kids on developing life skills. You know, not necessarily bad kids, just kids in general with potential, because even good kids can use great information from other leaders.
Yeah.
You know, our experiences, what we've been through, what to avoid. Those type of situations. We got a great group of mentors that all bring something different to the table to work with kids. We started that basically because we never had anything like that growing up. We never had anybody to pull us into a classroom and just pour into us on things that we didn't know about growing up, things that the teachers can teach us and things that our parents didn't even know about. And we also do a summer basketball program that we just wrapped up last week, where we do that every single summer. We work 3 days a week. We do a basketball camp, and basically we just here to serve God and give back to the kids as much as we can possible. Not just finances or just stuff like that, just giving them information that they can use to better their lives.
Yeah, knowledge is power, man.
Absolutely.
You know, and the Bible speaks about, you know what I'm saying, my people will perish, you know, for the lack of knowledge.
Yep.
And so could you get into how you became a motivational speaker?
I became a motivational speaker, so let me go back. Going back to high school, I was an athlete, you know, honor roll student, and I suffered depression behind closed doors. And back in 2004 through 2008, mental health wasn't highlighted like it is today.
Yeah.
You know, if you were depressed or had anxiety problems or mental health problems, it was considered, you know, weird or laughable. Let's be honest. And so I kept it behind closed doors. So I would score 15 points in a basketball game, get straight A's on a test or something, and I would cry myself to sleep. I was just going through depression, and nobody knew about it. So as I went through college, I got exposed to alcohol. And alcohol and depression was a real bad mix. And it caused me to spiral downhill in my social life and my academics and just in my life and period. And it ended up to me trying to take my own life. And after I tried to take my own life, that's when I finally found God. I got into church, and maybe a year and a half or 2 years after being in the church, the pastor came to me and he said, I like the stuff that you post on Facebook, because I was just posting, you know, just inspirational stuff. And he was like, I want you to speak one night at Bible study. I want you to do a message. And I did it, and I loved it. I loved everything about it, the preparation that came with it. I loved just inspiring people, and I fell in love with it. So as I continued to go forth, I started doing little videos, little, you know, 2 to 3 minute motivational videos. And then I stopped doing them. I stopped doing them because that's not the direction I really wanted to go to. I didn't want to be a minister. I didn't want to be a pastor, and that's the direction it was going into. So I saw E.T. And I saw how E.T. would do it with the motivational speaking, with the athletes, your experience in the store, and I was like, ooh, I want to do that.
Yeah.
So that's when I started basically reinventing my videos and started doing it that way. And also I'm a correctional officer, so I started seeing, been a correctional officer for 7 years. And I started seeing family members come into jail, and not like uncles and aunts and cousins that are 40 and 50 years old. I'm talking 18-year-olds fresh out of high school.
Wow.
And these are kids that I worked with before, kids that, you know, looked up to us when we played basketball. And I was like, something has to change. So you can't just be changed in the church. You can't just be changed on Facebook. You have to be able to grab these kids before they're in handcuffs, before they come into the jail. So that's when I decided to become a youth motivational speaker and worked with kids before they get to the point of being 18, 19-year-olds and lost and in front of a judge. So I want them to come in front of me before they came in front of a judge. So that's when I started working with different coaches, different teachers, principals, and things just took off because people really felt like they needed it, especially parents. Growing up, life is just so fast now. And sometimes it's hard for parents to even keep up to what's going on with their kid.
Yeah.
With schools, they have to prepare for SOL tests, so they just teaching a certain type of thing. The teachers may not like it, but they have to do it.
Yeah.
So that's why we created a mentoring program, speaking, all of that to try to give as much information in between as possible. Things that the parents can't ponder into them, and the things that teachers don't have time to ponder into them. Things that coaches don't really have time. They're trying to win games. They don't have time to go over and over certain stuff. You know what I mean? So that's where we try to bridge the gap with that.
Yeah, now see, man, there's a correlation between life as far as how I got into the whole motivational speaking, helping people, man. There's a correlation between what you're exposed to, your passion, what you want to do, purpose, and then what you've been through.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? And so I like how you bridge that gap of what I've been through and how it led into my purpose, because that had to be deep down inside.
Right.
Because motivating people, man, it can be like a weird kind of, because not everybody is motivational around you. So sometimes you're speaking that positivity, like, man, could somebody else come along and speak it, because I'm working with people that's negative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm listening, TV's negative, radio's negative. And so could you explain the importance of linking up with other people? It's almost like X-Men, like, you find out, oh, you're a mutant too?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to go back to the Bible. They told Jesus that there was some other people going out preaching the gospel. And he basically was like, glory to God. As long as they're preaching the word and people are getting the word, that's the important thing. It don't matter who's doing it.
Yeah.
It don't matter, long as it's becoming positive influence. So for me, I don't like, when we first met, most people would have looked at it as competition because we're so close in proximity. But when you collaborate with people, the impact can grow.
Oh yeah.
So if I'm not just speaking, and I get you to speak, and I get Shaquille to come speak, now they getting 3 different perspectives. They getting 3 different stories. So the kids that I'm not able to reach, you can reach. So there's no reason to be jealous or hate on that, because we don't sell ice cream. Everybody's not going to love us. We're not for everybody. And as a speaker, if you speaking to 50 people, you may only touch 5, because only 5 can relate to what you go through. So the more people you can get in there with stories, the more people you can connect with, to build with, you can connect with more people and you can influence more people. So there's no reason to just, individualize yourself as I'm that guy, I'm the person you should be calling. No, because people call me all the time. I'm like, yo, you might want to talk to this person, because they can give you better information. If my job is to influence and help people, then I have to do it when I'm able to do it, and I have to point them in the right direction when I'm not the person for them. So that's the importance with building with other people, because not only can you impact more people, you can get information that you don't know about. Because I've learned from you how to do better videos, how to control my videos, how to come up with better content, and it's helped me grow as a speaker to connect with other people. So I would have never learned it. I would have still been doing the same thing, but I grew by connecting with new people who've seen different things differently and been through different things.
Yeah, like when I got with Marty, man, like he really gave me that arm to put passion in my voice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was almost like running a route, and you're running it correctly, but you're not juking, you're not sticking on that turn. And so, like I said, iron really sharpens iron, man.
Right.
And I like the fact that there's days where I'll text him, like, man, this equipment ain't working, because there's nobody else that's going to understand that text. My wife's like, okay, fix it. But he understands what I'm going through, because I can't get it out. You know what I'm saying? So I really think it's important that we all are connected, because there's going to be days where we only understand one another. Because there's days where you like, man, I did this video. You may be putting out banging content, but you don't feel it. And you need that reassurance, man. And I believe, man, that it's, like you said, when Jesus was hearing that there are other people preaching the gospel, it's good to hear that, because you're not by yourself.
You're not by yourself.
You know what I'm saying? It kind of remind me like the X-Men. When they were like mutants by themselves, and they were at home, with humans, and they were like really, feeling weird, and then they go to Professor X, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Along with other gifted people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He actually gave it a name, and now you feel like this is why I think like this.
Right.
Because I was always the one man that could think positive or see an opportunity through tragedy. Like, man, am I the only one? You know what I mean?
And it's funny that you bring up X-Men, because X-Men all had a different type of power.
Yep.
And when you get with other speakers, other people that do something similar to what you do, you realize even though all of y'all are motivating, the power is different.
Yeah.
So, I may be able to go up there with a passionate voice, boom, 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 boom. And then you may be able to come in with the subtle story that you do, and you'll be able to touch somebody else with it, because we do things so differently, but it all comes together.
Yep.
So when you see, superheroes, or, they fighting a villain, and all of them are using their powers as one.
Yeah, it's tight.
And it's different,
That's tight,
because
man.
we all are necessary. Every last one of our powers are necessary.
Yeah. And so I want to touch on, man, your youth program. Your youth program. So how did you get the other brothers involved? Like, how did you get the other people involved around you?
It's funny because we're all connected. The main person is Cheney Preston, owner of Status Barbershop in Bedford. And when we were kids, that was basically our mentor. We grew up in the same neighborhood, and Cheney was part of the state basketball championship team. They were the popular people. And when we were 8 and 9, Cheney would come over and play basketball with us for hours. I'm talking about on the weekends where he could be going doing something else. He would just come play ball with us for hours. When I got to high school, Cheney would come pick me up every Sunday and take me to go play with the grown men. Like, he would come, ask my mom, like, yo, can he come? And my mom would be like, yeah, so I would go. And then he would just pour into me, all of us. And so he was one of the first people I wanted to reach out to, because not only is he one of the most impactful people in our lives, he still is, because he owns a barbershop. So he see these kids on a normal basis. And when I asked him, he didn't even ask what he needed to do. He was like, whatever you need me to do, I'm there. Next one was my brother. Of course, he's going through the ministry thing, and he has 4 kids of his own, so he knows how to handle kids. He knows how to reach them. Another one, Justin Hayden, is a teacher at the high school. Like I said, you don't have to explain much to them. They just like, yo, let's go. Whatever you need, let's do it. Tyron Staples, football player for LU, but when he was in high school, he was already at a mature level. So the kids really looked up to him, so we wanted to bring him in as basically that influence that they can look at and really look up to. Then you got John Hayden, DJ Showtime. Everybody loved DJ Showtime. The kids love when John's DJing. They love when he throws events. And when they love you like that, they'll listen to you.
Yeah.
So he has a unique way to, basically discipline kids with his voice. And Kadero Thompson was somebody I grew up with, played basketball with, and was somebody that I really wanted to bring in. Because he has great leadership qualities, and he does well with kids. He does the refereeing in Bedford. So you got guys that the kids see on a normal basis. We're not hiding. You can go to the park, you can see us. You can go to the football games, you will see us. You'll go to the barbershop, you will see us. So just giving the kids somebody that they see on a normal basis that they can look up to, and knowing that we're not going to give them any information. So coming up with the people wasn't hard at all, because those are people I had already trusted. Those are people I would go to for advice.
Yeah.
And they asked no questions. They was, let's go, let's do it.
Got you. So tell me one of your most memorable stories of a young man or a kid or athlete that you've impacted.
Oh man, I would say my little cousin. I call him my little brother, Tyron Staples. Coming up before my actual little brother was born, me and my older brother always wanted a little brother, and T was born. And T would always be annoying, wanted to play basketball, wanted to play football, wanted to follow us around, and just watch him grow. He was one of the stars at Liberty High School when he played football. And during the time, his senior year, his father was incarcerated. And we wanted to be there for him. And just to see him mature, taking care of his little sister, being there for whatever his mom needed, and continue to perform at a high level on the football field, and continue to be a man of maturity off the field, it's probably the best story that I've seen. And just to always connect with him, always have conversations with him, even though he's younger than us. you can still go to him for advice. You can still, he still listens as if like, okay, I know what I need to do. So that's probably one of the biggest people I think of impact, and is just him. And he didn't need the rah-rah speeches. He didn't need anything. He just needed somebody in his corner. And sometimes when you're dealing with people, especially kids, sometimes the only thing they really want is somebody in their corner to support them. You know, show up to their football games, show up to whatever event that they're having. Just show up and show them that you care. And that's the main thing. That's it. And that's it. And you know, as fathers, you know, in today's America, especially African American fathers, you don't see them a lot.
Yeah,
you know, you go to the ball games, you go to the school events, and you see the mothers out there, but you very rarely see fathers. And to be able to be that male that can step into that role, not trying to be your father, but showing that as men, we can be there for one another. So that's probably one of the most impactful stories coming out of that mentoring program, is him going from a high school student to becoming a mentor. So you're going from a mentee to a mentor in just a matter of
coming
a
through
few
the program
years.
and reciprocating all that knowledge.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's the main thing, because we tell the kids all over, we hope that you be in our position one day, that you give back the way we're giving back. We don't want to do this forever. Our job is to equip you to take our spot.
Yeah, Marty, man. So you also a coach, man.
Right.
And we're not talking about like the athletic coach, but we're talking about this man has his own coaching business where he can bring you to the next level in life, to the next level in business, to the next level in sport. So could you break down how you got into it and why you're doing it, and also the ins and outs of your coaching business?
So when I first started speaking, basically I was just speaking off just watching other people and, you know, basically mimicking some kind of way, just watching E.T. and then doing what E.T. do. And then I did that for a couple of years. So I'd never been critiqued when it came to my speaking. So of course all your family and friends, they'd be like, yo, that John's dope, it's dope. But nobody was really giving me real feedback. So I reached out to a guy that did speaking coaching, William Wingfield, and he added me to his program, and we went through, he was basically our speaker coach. And it was an 8-week program, and we went through, and he gave us information after information after information that made us better speakers. And we got certified as speakers through him, and we got certified as coaches. And basically, like again, he gave us information. Now it's our job to give other people information. So that's when I got into the coaching, and have a few clients already that I'm working with. And I don't even see it as clients, I see it as investments, because I don't want to see you as me just trying to help you and then we're done. No, I'm actually pouring into you. So whatever your problem is my problem.
Building that life,
absolutely.
That life relationship.
Yep, absolutely. So whatever you need information on, if I got to go read a book about it to find the answers for you, that's what I'll do. So I'm going to go 100% for you and invest in you. And so basically I call it mindset coaching, because I believe everything is pretty much mental when it comes to us. Our fears, negative thinking, that we can't get things done, not being consistent in what we do. It's all our thought process, our bad habits. So as far as reaching your goal and reaching your dreams and what you want to become, I like to try to rewire your thinking. Positive thoughts, looking at the small goals to get to the bigger outcome, working every single day, communication skills, working on building your brand, working on how to communicate with people, working on how to value your time, how to value your money. Those different things are the building blocks to be able to build yourself up for your dreams and goals, because you can't build anything until you build yourself. So the main thing is, let's start with your mindset, let's start with your heart, let's start with your spirituality. So if you're not a man of faith, it's going to be very hard for you to push through doors, because the minute something happens, you're going to quit. But if you have that faith base, and you have God, you have people you can call on that can pour into you, that's going to help you push through. So in my coaching, I like to set people up, not just myself, like you've been on the call before, just connecting them with different people that can give them information and I'm not able to give them. Building your brand, like I said, building your content, building your social media. That's the second world today. You have your real world, then you have your social media world.
I like that.
And that's the main thing when you're trying to build a business, when you're trying to build connections. You have to be able to know how to use social media and be able to dominate that space. So that's what I do with the coaching, working with people to reach their dreams and their goals, one step at a time, starting with basically yourself, starting with the inner you.
Yep.
You know.
And I noticed that you have a lot of people, man, popping up with coaching. You have a lot of people popping up in different genres, right?
Right.
So the question is, and you know, the model for any business, like you got Starbucks right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's the reason why people would go to Starbucks versus Joe Beans. So why should I get coaching from you? Why should someone come to Marty Stephens?
You should come to me because, like I said, it's not a client base. When we work, it's together. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's your problem is my problem. You know, and that's the way my coach took it. You know, you go to some coaches, they give you the blueprint, they take your money, and they send you on about your business. Nah, even when you reach your goal, I'm still with you. What's next?
Yeah.
So it's basically partnership, was how I look at it. I don't look at it as coaching. I'm in partnership. So if you need to lose, let's say you need to lose weight, okay, we're gonna come up with a plan, a meal plan. I'll be at the gym with you. Even though I don't need to necessarily lose 50 pounds,
yeah.
But if you got to, I'm there with you. It's that type of community-based building. So we're not only going to build your brand, we're not only going to build towards your dreams and your goals, we're going to build a relationship that any information that I come across, you going to have.
Yeah.
Anything that you go through, I'm going to go through.
Yeah.
So it's building like that.
And I like how you integrate one group call, right, with all your clients, and
Right.
that's
Yeah.
tight too, because like I said, some people feel like they're the only ones, man.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and I think when they start seeing other faces, and then you start seeing those testimonials, man, of
Right.
people overcoming, that's what really tells them, yo, I'm not gonna tap out, I'm not gonna quit because my man just broke through last
That's
week.
right. That's right.
So give me a story, man. You know, you don't have to give names, but like a brief story of someone who benefited from coaching that really changed their life.
Oh, and I'll give his name because I'm sure he won't mind the promotion. Krishan Knight. I worked with Krishan. We were working
the
together
barber, right?
Yeah, the barber.
Tight,
We've been working with him for
man.
about 5 years, and he told me he had cut hair. He was cutting hair on the side, and I was like, "Dad, you a barber? Cut me after work." So he cut me after work, and he did a phenomenal job, and that was 4 years ago. So you know, he's been doing a little cutting here and there on the side. And one day I asked him, I was like, you know, when I first started, I was like, how serious are you about cutting? Yo, I'm very serious. I want to do this full time. This is what I want to do. I was like, well, you have to start taking it seriously. So I was like, you know, I want you to be my first client when it comes to coaching. Free, whatever you need, we're going to go at it. And we started building this brand, built this social media up. He wasn't on Facebook. He had an Instagram, but he wasn't posting like that. And basically he was going around, but he wasn't doing it in a business type of manner. He didn't have that type of information. So we started working on his professionalism, and he has tripled his clients. I can't even get a coaching session with him now because he's always cutting hair.
Yeah.
But that's just somebody that looked at it because he was very passionate about it. He just didn't have the information on how to do it. So you can have direction, you can have a passion, you can have a gift. But if you don't have somebody that can give you the information on the avenues that you need to go through, then you're really going to continue to hit roadblocks until you're able to find that route to get to where you're going. And like I said, I had to go get a coach myself. Every coach should have a coach. So I had to get a coach myself because I was just, you know, when I first started speaking, it was rah, 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 rah from watching E.T. And my coach was like, no, like you have to do it this way. And then when I started looking at videos, full videos of E.T., I realized he was only doing a rah-rah for 20 minutes. The other hour and 30 minutes, he's actually giving information in a teaching way. And you don't see that because if you don't have nobody that's giving you that information, you would never know that.
Yeah.
So introducing them to new people, I got him connected with the barber, Cheney in Bedford, gave him some information. So anytime that you can help somebody, that's exactly what I do. And he's one of the stories. So, you know, like I told him, in a year and a half, I don't look for you to still be working with me. I look for you to be doing this barbering full time.
And coaching other barbers.
Exactly.
Just flipping it, man.
That's right.
Like I said, I am dope. You are dope, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, you are that, you know, when you speak about dope, man, people think about product.
Right.
We are a product. We are the brand.
We are a product.
And so through your struggles, man, once you overcome those struggles, you can actually monetize those struggles.
Yes.
Teach people how to monetize those struggles, and it reciprocates, man. But some people just won't humble themselves and say, you know what, I need help. How do you do that?
Right, and a lot of people thank us for what we do, and it still throws me off because I feel like it's our responsibility to do.
Yeah.
And, I feel like what we do is what should be done, because the only thing we're doing is telling our story. Only thing we're doing is giving people what we've been through, so they don't have to go through it, or help them to get through whatever they're going through. That's all we do. And some people see it as, a blessing, but we see it as just our responsibility that God gave us to do. He gave us the gift, now we just use it.
Yep.
And the blessing will come after that, but that's a lot of people's problem. They don't know how to use what God gave them to create more.
Yeah, man, so that was a powerful interview, man. But normally I'll close out with some remarks, man. But I'm gonna let you do the duty today, man. Like I said, this is Marty Baker Stephens, entrepreneur.
Right.
He has many facets, man. He's not just a speaker. To me, he's an actual great person who so happens to speak, who so happens to coach, who so happens to be a mentor. So always know that it's not what you do, but it's who you are. You just so happen to do great things.
Right.
So how would you want to take us out, man? I know it's somebody that's watching this, man, that, like I said, that may be down in the dumps, maybe thinking about taking their lives or taking somebody else's life for doing something stupid, man. So how can you get through to that person?
So to the youth, to be honest with you, man, if you're going through something, I don't care if you're middle school, high school, college, adult, whatever. If you're going through something, reach out to somebody. Don't stay behind those closed doors, just holding everything in. Reach out to somebody that you trust. Like, don't just talk to anybody. Let me put that out there. Reach out to somebody that you know will listen and won't go spread your business out there. And whatever you're going through, I want you to really, really think about what you're thinking about. Let me say it again. Think about what you're thinking about. 80% of our thoughts are negative. So I need you to start pouring in positive thoughts into your thinking. It's going to be able to change your behavior. It's going to change your emotions. It's going to change if you have an anxiety, all of that is going to change. But I want you to really think about what it is that you're thinking about. And I really want you to stop following people. I need you to be the best version of yourself. Because the one thing, I don't want you to get 10, 15 years down the road and realize you've been living out somebody else's dream because you've been following all your life. No, I need you to step into a leadership role, figure it out what it is that you like to do, what it is that you want to do with your life. Not what everybody says you should do, not what everybody think you're going to do. What it is that you feel comfortable, that you love to do. I want you to act on that, and I want you to do that. And for the parents out there, don't be afraid to reach out to people that can help your kid. I know you don't want anybody to tell you how to parent. I understand. I get it. I have a kid too. I don't want nobody to tell me how to parent either. But I know that there's people out there that can give my daughter information that I can't give. Because I'm not a woman, I haven't been through some things that she's gonna go through. I don't understand the gossiping thing as kids, as girls. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
So my advice is stay out of it. But it's hard to do that because I don't know anything about those type of circles. And the same thing goes for men like us. Parents, call us, text us, try to get information from us on how to deal with certain things. Because I know a lot of you single ladies out there are on your own. Reach out to men like us that's just here to help. We don't want to spread your business. We don't want to tell you how to parent. We want to help the kid and help as much as possible. That's what we're here to do. Yes, sir. That's it.
All right, and that was this edition, man, this episode of the Art of Reinvention talk show, where our goal is just to, provoke change, inspire change through other people's stories. So just continue to stay locked in, and as I always say, one love, be blessed.